Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is on how to make this beautiful ruched bodycon gown. You can decide to actually use a shoulder pad for yours, but for mine, I decided not to use a shoulder pad. So if this is what interests you, ensure to watch to the end and let's get started. So we start with drafting the front pattern. The measurement needed to make this dress will be on the screen. So this is the front and this is the shoulder line there. So from the edge of the paper, I came down by 3 inches for the shoulder line. From the shoulder line, I came down by 15.5 inch for the half length. And how I got this is I measured from the shoulder line to 13 inches. That's my other bust line. And then added 2 inches for the half length. So that's the center front there. So on the shoulder line, I'll come in from the center front and mark the shoulder measurement. That's the shoulder width, which is 16 divided by 2. And I'll come down by 1 inch just like I'm doing. To get our armhole depth, we're going to divide our bust measurement by 6, which is 36 divided by 6 will give me 6 inches plus 1 inch, which is the 7 I marked there. So I'll extend the 7 inches that I marked there here. That's 7 inches plus the 1 inch I dropped on the shoulder, which is making it 8. So I'll roll it up in a straight line just like this. And from the center front, I will come in on that line. That's I'll extend the shoulder width measurement there just to mark our armhole line. So I'll mark this line like this, making it a straight line. So from the center front, I'll come in by 3 inches. That's the neck width. You can decide to use 3.5 inches and connect it to the armhole line like this. So you can decide to use 3.5 inches if you want the neck area to be a bit free. So from the center front, I'll mark the round bust measurement, which is 36 divided by 4, which gives us 9 inches. I added extra half inch of ease around the bust area. So for the waistline, that's a half length, I'm going to impute our round waist measurement there, and that's 28 divided by 4, which gave us 7 inches plus half inch ease that I added there, which is 7.5 inches. So I'm just going to connect it like so, and then to the neckline, I'm just going to make a slant line of 2 inches like this. Please don't do this yet, wait till to the end of the video so you can see the correction I made at the end of the video when you're making yours. So at this point, I will also come up from the shoulder line by 1 inch like so and also connect it. On the armhole line, I'll come up by 3 inches there and then I'll go in by 0.5 inches and then connect it like this. So remember that this is our chest line, that is CL. I'll go ahead to add 1.5 inch allowance around the side front and then connect it. So before we do the front alteration, I need to keep it aside and then work on the back first. So this is the back pattern here. I went on to repeat the same thing I did for the front, just exactly the same thing I did for the front. So that's what I did here. So from the shoulder line, I'm just going to come down by 5 inches there. So remember that the shoulder line to the half length for the front is about 15.5 inches, right? And to the back as well is about 15.5 inches, then 3 inch dropping at the shoulder area. So on the center back, we need to apply that zip hack, which helps us to avoid zip bulge. So I'll come up from the half length by 1 inch and connect it to the side back just the way I am doing right here. And after connecting it like this, I will then come in from the center back on that same line by 0.75 inch and connect it to that 5 inches I marked earlier. So this becomes the zip area for the back and this is the side back. So I'll go ahead to cut it out. When I was done cutting the back, I'll go ahead to also cut the front before we start doing the alteration. So this is the front and the back when I was done cutting them out. So I'm just going to bring in the front and this is it here. We need to do slash and spread method so that we can pleat it. Those pleating you're seeing on the shoulder part and towards the half length. So on the shoulder, I will divide it into 4 or 5 depending on what you have on your shoulder. So I use 1 inch to divide it, and then for the down part of it, I'm just going to divide what we have there by what we have on our shoulder. Let's say we have about 4 inches on the shoulder, and then we have about 8 inches the down part. So I'm just going to divide 8 divided by 4 and then mark it so they will have length, and then roll it up like this, just ensuring that all the lines has a joining to each other. So this is it here when I was done rolling them up. Now I'll go ahead to number them. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So after this, now I'll go ahead to use the arrow to know where is pointing up and where is pointing down, just like taking note of how to spread it when I was done slashing them. So I'll go ahead to cut them out and show you what it looks like. So this is it when I was done cutting it out. I'll bring in the fabric, which is this one. So I'll be working with a Duchess fabric and in onion color. So this is it here when I've already placed it on the fabric. So I space the upper part by 2 inches, while the down part I use 1 inch to space them. So I'll go ahead to add ½ inch allowance around the armhole area and on the top and cut it out like so. So this is it here when I was done transferring the front and the back pattern to the fabrics. I went on to notch that neck area, and to the back I did the same thing just to indicate where the front and the back neckline will meet each other. So I added 1 inch at the zip area. So let's cut the down. So for this down, you can decide to use slash and spread method for the down part, or you can decide to cut it freehand like I did. So I went on to cut about 50 inches of fabric in length, and the length of this dress is actually 36 inches or 38 inches. So that is the length for the dress. So I just slashed the other part open. Mind you, I didn't shape the down part yet, or I haven't shaped it yet. So for the upper part, I'm just going to measure what we have on the shoulder area, which is 5 inches. So we're going to pleat the front to that 5 inches. So ensuring that you start from that notched part. So I'm going to make sure that the pleating you're giving at the upper part will end up giving you that 5 inches to join to the back shoulder. So either you're giving it 4 pleats, 5 pleats, depending. And this is mine when I was done. I gave about 5 or 4 pleats at the shoulder, but I used deep pleats. So for the down part, this is it here. I'm just going to open up the front. Mind you, I haven't shaped the down, that's measuring out the hip measurement, waist measurement and all that. So I'm just going to gather the sides just like this. Either you use gathers or you pleat them. Just use straight pleating. I'll do the same thing for the back, the two piece for the back. I'll go ahead to do this, and this is the final look when I was done doing the gathers, and these are the back for the dress. So I'll go ahead now to bring in the upper part of this dress. That's the front part that we already pleated. And for this bag, I'll just measure the waistline. So the waistline we have there is about 7.5 inches plus extra 1.5 inches allowance we gave, which is giving us about 9 inches plus the allowance. So I'm just going to make about 2 to 3 pleats on different side of the front, just to ensure that the front half length, that's the width of the front half length, is equal to the width of the back half length. So let's say like your half length, around your half length is about 28 inches. So the 28 divided by 4 will give you 7 inches, plus that 1.5 inch you added to your pattern. That's what I meant to get at this point. So ensure you're pleating it to give you that measurement. I know you understand me. If you don't understand, leave a comment below. So I went on to do this, and this is the outcome here. It gave me that initial measurement I had before slashing and spreading my front pattern. So that's what I meant. So I'm just going to fold the front like this and then get the center. So I'm just going to notch the center part for the front, and also go ahead to do the same thing at the down part. I'll bring it together center like this, and then get the center. This is just to enable us know that we are actually working in the right way or doing the right thing. So I'm just going to match up the upper part to the down part like this, ensuring the notched part are matching each other just the way I am doing. So ignore the excess you have at the down part. Yeah, like I told you earlier, we didn't shape it. So I'm going to use half inches to sew along that area to this side and to the other side, and then go on to the back. So to the back right now, I'm just going to bring it in, unpin it like this, and also do the same thing I'm doing for the front. So I'm just going to open up the upper part of the back just like this, and then bring in the down part, and also go ahead to join the down to the upper bodice. So please, you can actually iron your dress at this point. Don't be like me that waited to the end before going ahead to iron it. So I'm just going to use half-inch allowance to also join the upper bodice to the down bodice for the back. So this is the front and the back when I was done joining the upper bodice to the down part. Yes, guys, we are progressing. So you can go ahead to even weave it after joining it. So I'll bring in the back now to the front, and then front facing front like this. I'll go ahead to stitch that shoulder part, ensuring that the notched part on the shoulder matches with each other. So I'm going to use half inch or 0.5 inch to stitch it, and this is it here when I was done doing this on both sides. So I went on to stitch it. So mind you, I said on the neck area I didn't get it correctly, so I'll make the correction at the end of the video when I'm done fitting the dress. So we're going to join the dress side by side now. So ensure that you're using your accurate body measurement to join this dress, especially at the down part. You know we didn't shape out the down part, so ensure you're using your accurate body measurement to do this joining, so the outcome will be accurate, and ensure that the ruffles or the gathers or the pleating you made at the down part is also aligning. Like there shouldn't be any gaping around it. So I'm just going to do the same thing on this side, then I'll show you the final look when I'm done. So this is it here when I was done joining it side by side, and it came out really beautiful. So I also went on to also join the back, that's the center back of the dress. I used 1 inch to do this. That's the 1 inch allowance we gave for the zip area. That's what I used to do this, and this is the excess we have inside. So to cut the sleeves, I had to fold it into four like this. I'm just going to make that down part in a straight line. So you can fold it in two, then fold it again. That's folding into four places. So I'm just going to get the full length of the sleeve. So the full length we're working with is about 27 inches. So I'm marking 27 inches there, and then make it in a straight line. From that close edge, I'm just going to come in by 2.5 inches and come down by 4 inches from that 27 inches length we marked, and then I'm just going to mark the round sleeve there and connect it just like this. This is just my own freehand pattern of cutting a sleeve, especially when it's not fitted. So I will come down by 14 inches from the sleeve top, and then also mark the sleeve measurement plus the necessary allowance I need. And to the full length of the sleeve, I will also do the same thing. That's the wrist. Remember that the sleeve is not fitted, so it's a bit free around the arm area. So I'm just going to connect this thing like this and cut it out. I also notched the center sleeve, which is that place. So we're going to attach the sleeve now to the dress. So this is the notched part. The notched part will touch the shoulder line, and we're going to sew it like this to this end and to this other end. So I'll go ahead to sew this on my sewing machine and then fit the dress and give you the review after the first fitting. So guys, this is the dress here on my body. I tried fitting it for the first time, and this is how it turned out to be. So this is the back view as well. I don't know if you can see the back. Yeah, it's really beautiful, both front and back, but I love the back look very well. So we have an issue here. So on the neck area, just here, it's quite tight, yes. So I'm going to show you how to correct this on your pattern so yours won't be tight as mine. As you can see, the shoulder line is coming to the front area where it's meant to be on your shoulder. So it's quite tight around the neck area. So I'll correct this on the pattern so you won't make the same mistake like I did. So why I just find a way to figure out how to fix mine. So I'll show you this on the pattern. So I have the front and the back pattern here. So this is the front pattern that we already slash and spread. So this is the neck area and this is the neck for the back. So I brought in extra paper here. So instead of slanting it this way that I did, you're just going to go up instead of this slant I did here. You're just going to go either going straight up or you slant it like this, just like opening up that neck area to be more wide. And for the neck width, I will suggest you use 3 inches, 3.5 inches, sorry, for the neck width. Yes, and then connect it to that 1 inch we came up by. So you can also decide to make it straight upwards like this and also connect it to that 1 inch you came up. Then for the neck width for the back and front, you can use 3.5 inch depending on your body size or even 4 inches depending on your body size. So this is it here and just blend up that place. Also for the front, you can do the same thing I did for the back to the front. So the aim of this is to widen up that neck area instead of that place becoming small just as it was after I joined it here. It's just going to open it up and make it bigger, yeah, to contain the neck and it won't be tight around the neck area. So how to correct my, I'm just going to cut out the neck that I added. That's built up neckline that I did here. Well, the neckline for this is called built up neckline. So I'm just going to cut up that built up neckline I did there. I came down by 2 inches and cut it out. I also come down again by 2 inches. That's basically coming down by 4 inches to cut it out. That's going back to the original neckline, which is on that notched part that I did. So that's the notched part there. So I'll also come down by 2 inches and cut out that notched part. I cut it out towards the notch part. There is no other built up neckline. So I'll be cutting out fabric that measures about 2 to 3 inches in width and then use it to sew along that place that I will be cutting out. I'll go ahead to cut out the neckline and then show you what it looks like. So this is the extra fabric I'll be adding to the neckline to give you that built up neckline look. So I'm just going to sew it like this using 1/2 inch allowance, sew it around this. After that, I'll join the zip to the back using the 1 inch zip allowance we gave. This is the dress when I was done adding the neckline and also the zip at the back. So this is the inside part of the dress. I went on to trim out the excess we have around the sides. So I'll go ahead to hem the down part of this dress and also to the sleeve area. I will also be hemming the sleeve side. So ensure to weave your dress when you are sewing it. Don't be like me that waited to the end before going to weave the dress. So if you've enjoyed this video up to this point, ensure to like, share, leave a comment below for any question and also don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.